What's up, everybody? It's your boy TB. We are doing a fun one tonight. Um, Figured we come at it from the sense of thinking about this game. And to me, this is how I started off. The way that this game makes me feel this weekend, very odd, very very odd. Because I do know there have been a lot. There have been a lot of years, especially these last couple of years, where we need a game. We need for a particular game to be that game. What's up, Neil? And this is it. This is that game for Georgia fans. We need this game to be that game. You can't mess around in this game, especially when you're thinking of it being the East. This is for the East. Blah blah blah. This is huge, and I think for me, I'm nervous. Other Georgia fans can tell you how they feel. It is what it is. It doesn't matter. But the reason why I'm nervous, we've seen a lot of mistakes from our dogs over the last couple of weeks. Agreed, Falcons fan. We've seen a lot of mistakes from our dogs over the last couple of weeks. We've seen the slow starts. We've seen this. We've seen that. But I think what I'm positive that our team is going to bring its, composure and the focus and all the coachable coach words that, usually you see people say. Uh, but I'm rooting for Kirby. I believe that Kirby's going to have these boys right. I believe that Kirby's going to have our defense ready. Um, I think he's seen enough to be able to pull that trigger and take people out that don't need to be out or put people in that need to be in. I've seen a lot of podcasts lately from the players the last few days, and I've seen a lot of Kentucky's their press conferences, whether it's from the defense or the coach or whoever. The coach, I mean, the defense and their coach, they're ready. Kentucky's ready. I mean, you listen to any single press conference from those guys, they are hyped up. They know that this is going to be a physical game. They know that this, is a lot to this game, a lot riding on this game, and they're very confident in themselves. The coach was even talking about how Carson Beck, he was like, he's averaging, their offense is averaging over 300 and something yards in the air and 150 rushing. And he said, so we know going in, they've got the stats. He said, we just got to make sure that we do what we do and, all that. Two, I heard some of the Georgia players talking about Julian Humphrey. By the way, Dalen Everett and Kamari Lassiter, Malachi Starks, Tyke Smith, Javon Bullock, we have a really, really strong secondary. Well, Julian Humphrey was a former five-star that came in as a five-star on some sites. I know different sites, blah, blah, whatever. He was a five-star that came in a few years ago, and he is now the backup to both of the cornerback positions. And they're just saying how comfortable they are if, they get a little banged up or they need a breather. They don't feel any kind of ego to be able to, tap their head and have him come in because they know there's no drop off. And their biggest thing, a lot of the DBs, they know, and a lot of the coaches are saying, Kentucky is going to try to beat them on the ground. They're going to try. They're going to try. We know that. They're going to try to beat them on the run game. When that does not work, and this is my thing, when that does not work, they're going to try to beat them through the air. And I have a feeling that our secondary is going to show out against Kentucky. I really do. And in this one verse or sentence, I'm going to base it on the Auburn game when we had the clutch interception. They were asking Malachi, how did that go down? Or Kamari last, whichever one, I think it was Malachi. But he said, well, we were on the sidelines and coach came up to us and was like, hey, look, you're going to end this game. You're going to end it for us. It's going to be an interception. And, he's like, look, every third down they have, what's up, Daniel? He's like, every third down they have a go-to route that they always hit over the middle. And all it is like a little 5 to 7 yard curl route. Sometimes he goes in a few yards, sometimes he doesn't. So the DB sitting there saying, it's third down, and I'm thinking, here it comes. Ball is snapped. I see the dude running the route, and as soon as he turned, I thought, this is it. And the other player was like, were you nervous? He goes, no, because we run through that so much at practice. I was like, bro, that's me all day. He's like, so boom, I jumped it, picked it off, and ball game. That's it. And I think because Kentucky's strength is not their passing game, didn't say they can't pass, but because it's not their passing game, if Georgia can shut down the run, I think we got a few takeaways coming. I think if we could shut down the run, we got a few takeaways coming. You got Georgia, Kentucky. This is huge. Missouri, who's in the East as well, watching this game, trying to figure out who's going to be their competition. Well, and either way, whoever loses, it doesn't matter. Missouri's going to have to beat them too, or else you're going to have this. Well, so and so beat that team. So and so. So it's really, really nice to say that the East has three pretty strong teams in it. Also shout out to Colorado. We have to say something about Colorado every time. I know Colorado has the number one red zone offense in the nation. In college football, Colorado has the number one red zone offense in the nation. There is no downing that or taking that away from Colorado. Everybody wants to take away, oh, they scored a lot of points on USC. Oh, they didn't score anything on Oregon. Oh, they beat TCU. TCU's not good. Oh, they beat Nebraska. Nebraska. Like, they want to water it all down. That's fine. Number one in the red zone. Number one. Not even my number one dogs are close to that. We're far from the number one red zone offense. So, what's up, Jonathan? He says all that matters is roll tide. Who do y'all play this week, Jonathan? Yeah, don't sleep on Bama. I think that's what me and Falcon were talking about last time. Don't sleep on Bama. They're putting themselves in position. That whole just win one game at a time deal. They're putting themselves in position to get a dub. Honestly, I guess I can do this. I didn't even think this. Don't mind if I invite some people on here. Yeah, Neo, it's going to be a good. Oh, y'all play Texas A&M. The reason that game is going to be so tough, Jonathan, is because yes, Texas A&M's offense has been inconsistent, but they also have a first-year offensive coordinator who's a really good offensive coordinator. But they have a very deep, talented defense, and your quarterback is not very consistent. It's at Texas A&M. I mean, I'm not saying you guys are going to lose. I'm just saying this is going to tell you a lot about this Bama team. This will be the reason that if you lose this game, you're losing another. If you win this game, then everybody's going to start talking about Bama and how different you guys look and how stronger you are. So good luck to you guys. I don't care. Yeah, agreed, John. No, agreed. Not just, and I know their front seven is great, but it's not like their secondary is decent. The secondary is filled with 5 stars, dude. I would not be surprised if they didn't have more 5 stars than 4 stars on their secondary depth, like from 1 to 15. I would not be surprised. So, just good luck to you guys. Have y'all have Alabama fans decided on a quarterback? I've seen where people say they keep Milroe, but then I've seen people say put in Simpson and just let him figure it out. You know, even if he makes rookie mistakes, they don't mind. Just let that man, let him go through the year getting better and going through rookie mistakes. So I want to hear it from you guys. I haven't seen enough Bama to make my decision. Is the way to say that. So Milroe is in for good. Okay, I mean I don't blame you. Like I said, I just wanted to know your opinion on that. But for Georgia, one thing too that I thought was funny, Kentucky's coach was like, he said, the thing is, Georgia's starting to get a lot of their players back. He's like, they got a lot of guys that have been dinged up or banged up or, this and that. And he's like, it's tough. Like, and he sees it. Georgia's been playing well enough to win without a lot of players. And now people are slowly starting to come back. Apparently for this game, we're going to have Ladd McConkey back to full strength. He played last game, but we're going to have him back to full strength. You've got Dominic Lovett, Ladd McConkey. You've got Brock Bowers, Oscar Belt, as far as the tight ends right there. You've got Ra Thomas, Jackson Marcus Rosemy, Jack Saint. And then, to me, the biggest one to me is going to be Roderick. Yeah, no, I like that, Jonathan. Trust me, I like that. I like that mindset. I really do. But to me, Roderick Robinson is going to be the biggest piece for us, and this is why. You cannot put pressure on Carson Beck to just go out there and win it with his arm. You can't. And I like that we're not doing that. We're still running the ball, even if it's with a preferred walk-on like Cash Jones, all this and that. But to get Roderick back and to have Edwards and Roderick Robinson, getting reps, it's going to make me feel a lot better knowing that they're going to get 60 to 70% of the carries. And then turn around. What's up, Bet? What's up, Crimson? And then to know that Cash Jones and them are going to get the the rest of the carries. That just makes me feel better. Defensively, it's not like we have a bunch of defensive guys out and blah blah blah. But offensively, we're struggling, and this is going to be huge for us. Have Ladd back to full strength, to have Roger Robinson back. Dejon Edwards is getting healthier every week, but hopefully Kendall Milton can get a little healthy. Oh, my bad, I forgot to like the stream. I just like the stream. Hope you guys do the same. Crimson says, I'm all for letting an actual quarterback. Oh, yeah, like letting him play. That's just inexperienced in tie to get reps. Yeah, I like that. And we lose with him. We lose with him. Milrose in his third year and still sucks. We know he. No, I get where you're going with that, Crimson, and that's why I brought that up. It to me, what it seems like the way Milroe is playing for Bama is like you guys got to transfer in, and he's just riding it out. You're just using him to kind of waste a year, like just to have a gap year. But I do get what you're saying, Crimson, to put in the backup quarterback who's really young and build with him over the next couple of years. So, now I get that. I do. I understand that. Who else? What's next, guys? I had a whole. Oh, this is a big thing too. Parity in college football. Right? You've heard it on other streams. You've heard it in videos. This is one of the years out of the last 10, 15. His name's Tommy Reese. That's funny, Jonathan. This is one of the rare years in the last 10, 15 years where college football does not have a distinguished number one or even a distinguished top 2 or 3 teams. Like you don't. Georgia gets to prove themselves this weekend. Bama is still trying to prove themselves. Ohio State is averaging the lowest amount of points they've averaged in the Ryan Day era. Notre Dame is out here squeezing out games against Duke. Like Florida State, I mean, we have seen it all over the board. That 1 through 5, 1 through 10 struggle. Oregon, even Washington struggled this last week. They didn't struggle, but they didn't play their best. But Oregon, to me, seems like the most consistent team so far out of the top 10. Crimson says, total waste of a year for our defense. Also sucks for our wide receiver core. They're playing very well this year, just suffering with a crap quarterback play. Yeah, you got guys. I know you do. And I get what you're saying for the defense. They're out there working their tail off just to have a quarterback who can't sustain drives. It's the same way Florida was last year with Anthony Richardson. They didn't have that great of a defense, but they didn't have a quarterback that went out there and had a bunch of 3 and outs. So it like I said, it's a different animal, but it does go to show why having A plus, or not even A, above average in all 3 areas, offense, defense, and special teams. That's why that is so important. It says literally have no idea why Buckner was brought in. Dude is so unplayable. It makes me question how he jumped Simpson. Both played against USF, and it's clear who's leaps and bounds. Yeah, I have no idea, dude. I don't know if maybe they were just giving him a chance. Maybe it was one of those like, do you play him to make the other person work harder? I have no idea. But yeah, Georgia plays Saturday night, and I promise you guys, I don't know how this happened. The last couple of Saturdays, the last 8, 10 Saturdays, I have been busy. I've had something from start to finish on the days. Just so happens this Saturday, I don't have anything. I don't have anything after 3 o'clock. So guess what? Your boy is going to hang out all day getting ready for this Kentucky game. Dude, I may even stream the Kentucky-Georgia game. I really might. I have not been able to do that all season because I've been busy. But this Saturday I may do it. Oh, next time that you guys see this background, and I'll have it sideways next time too, all my Halloween stuff since it's October, bro, you don't have anything yet. No, dude, no, nothing's coming in the way of that game. But I'm going to load this up. I really am. I'm going to load this up with Halloween. I have a lot of those masks and costumes and stuff, so I'm going to try to make this really Halloween, that kind of thing. And I have 2 TVs. So what I'm going to do is get both of the TVs set up, and I wouldn't even mind streaming a little before the Georgia game and watching some of the games, like have two games going on at the same time. I think that would be really cool. Like that would be like that'd be really cool. But I know I'm gonna have to check into my boy Pete stream. I always um, try to show him love on his, but don't lie, his cosplay. There you go. Look, Jerry Jonathan. Secret. Or what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. All right, like for real. What happens in Vegas, it stays in Vegas. But now I just enjoying college football, and I'm glad you guys like. We don't have many Georgia fans in our chat. Really, a lot of the times we don't. Seems like in other people's chat, I see a bunch of Georgia fans. But to tell you guys my point of view from a Georgia fan, I'm very grateful that we won the last 2 years in a row. I know that this team is not the same team. I know that we don't have a very high chance of winning it right now, from what I've seen. But it does make me feel good to sit back and go, I think, yeah, you know what, Crimson, that's a good point. What you're saying, that's how I feel about Carson Beck. He has averaged the most yards for a Georgia quarterback through his first 5-6 games ever that we've ever had from a starter ever. He's on pace to throw for what is it, 4,400 yards, 4,500 yards this year. Like, it's just nice to have a quarterback that throws downfield. And if he's got to go through some growing pains, and it has to be this year, so be it. We've got 3 senior D tackles. We've got a senior DN that doesn't play that much. We've got 2 senior linebackers, redshirt juniors. Like, we have a lot of people who, when they leave and these younger guys get better and take their place, we're going to be really good. You know what I mean, Falcon? First year quarterback. Maybe not young, but first year. Ty will probably never start for Bama. Are you saying that because of the other guy coming in, the Julian Lewis or Julian? I think that's his name. I think it's the guy right down the road from me. He goes to Carrollton, something like that. Falcon, you're welcome to join the stream. I put the link in the comment section a little earlier. You don't have to. I just didn't know if you didn't see it. But yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. Oh, another thing, and I know I'm talking about Georgia. I promise I will move on to a few more games. Okay, we'll go through the Bama game. We'll go through LSU, all of them. But I'll say this. Yeah, Julian Sayin, that's his name. Guys, y'all realize, yeah, we have Branson Robinson coming back next year. We have Roderick Robinson. I know Dejon and Kendall will go. We have 3 running backs in this year's recruiting class. Nate Frazier, Dwight Phillips. What's the other one? Chauncey Bowers. All right, Chauncey's the one that we flipped from Florida. But Dwight Phillips runs like a 4.340. He's only like 165 pounds, which I know he'll gain weight when he gets to Georgia. But that is a weapon. Then you've got the what's it called? The Chauncey Bowers, who's kind of like your balanced overall back. And then you got Nate Frazier, who a lot of people are saying he's the only back in the class that is a day one starter. Now, I know at Georgia, you're going to have Branson and Roderick in front of you, but at least carries will be split. Those guys are going to get carries. This is going to be nice. This will be the first time in a long time we had 5 scholarship running backs on the board. It's nice. Nice. He says, why are all Georgia's quarterbacks eligible for Social Security? Okay, Bet. See what you're saying. See what you did there. We're good at convincing them to stay somehow. Yeah, true. Julian Sayin, that's another one, and that's going to be awesome. Even jump Dylan Raiola in some of the recruiting rankings. Yeah, Crimson, that seems to be the Dylan Raiola and Julian Sayin. Those two, for some reason, seem to be like 1A, 1B. You know, you can't put them as a tie, but everybody keeps flipping them back and forth, which just shows both of them are going to be really good. Which is funny that both of them are going to Georgia and Alabama. I like Ty, but I think he might get lost in the shuffle. I hope I'm wrong. I see what you're saying, Jonathan. Especially if Milroe stays another year. That makes a lot of sense. If Milroe stays another year, Julian Sayin gets a year under his belt, you're saying that Julian Sayin could jump Ty Simpson. If Coach Smart redshirts him, that'd probably be best. Either way. Heard murmurs of Vandagriff heading to Auburn if he doesn't win the job next year. Man, Falcon, from what we've seen, literally, I mean, what we just saw from Auburn, would Vandagriff not be the perfect quarterback for that offense? That read option, pull it, take it for 70 yards. I bet Vandagriff was on the sidelines like, it should be me. Like, what was that, bro? Oh, nothing, bro. Like, yeah. and then doing the little quick hitch passes, bro, he would have more passing yards than what they had combined. Kentucky isn't good. Florida just sucks. um, I I think Florida's just inconsistent. I think you guys are good. I think, and I know we harped on this last time. Billy just got to get it together. Florida man thinks DJ Lagway is Cam Newton. Hey, but he's not terrible. Hey, DJ Lagway isn't terrible, bro. Not sure if saying would jump Simpson, probably would depend on how much better Simpson gets and how college ready saying is. Yeah, true. Uh, and I think another thing too to take into account, Crimson, is if Sayin is an early enrollee. Because if he's, I know all positions you want to be an early enrollee, but I would feel quarterback is probably the most important position to be an early enrollee if you want to compete. Just getting the playbook down, learning the scheme, the offensive, the terminology, all the little things. None of the quarterbacks are going to start unless a school has no other choice. Yeah, especially with the schools that they're going to. A lot of the good quarterbacks are going to schools that already have a quarterback, except Florida. What you think about that one, though, Falcons fan? Like, honest opinion. I feel like Lagway's going to start at Florida. They don't have anybody. Unless they go out and get another transfer, which would not be a bad idea. Like, if another school were to get a transfer from, and that's another one, Falcon, Florida or Auburn, getting Brock Vandagriff, that'd be wild. I'm going to root for Brock no matter where he goes. I love watching that dude play. I know, fishing. There are people that want to see Dylan. I don't know that name, but got you. Well, and the thing about the Dylan Raiola thing, if any of you have seen his stats from this year, you have to realize when he was in California, he was in a pass-happy offense, and they were throwing the ball a lot. Dude was throwing for 300-400 yards a game, touchdowns left and right. Well, when he moved to Buford, he knew what he was doing, but he moved to a school that they play like SEC. They're like the biggest region in Georgia. Of course, Georgia football is better than anywhere else. We all agree, right? We all agree. Everybody agree? Yeah, facts. But you're going to see. You're seeing Dylan play balanced football where they only throw the ball 12 to 15 times a game, but you've got to be efficient. And his quarterback, his completion percentage is somewhere around 80-85%, which is great. His quarterback rating is really high. And so I love it because he's showing that he can play West Coast style. He's also showing he can play balanced. And that's what we need to see that. From what we're seeing from Carson, that's the way that Georgia plays. Very balanced, but they do let him throw the ball, if it's there. Bet says Dylan is fourth-string quarterback. Oh, I see what you're saying, Jonathan. Jonathan is saying, he's saying there's people that even want to see the fourth-string guy play. Got you. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but I get what you're saying is. I don't think the season's over for Bama. Much as people dog him, I don't think the season's over for Bama. Not with how they're like putting a few things together here and there. You might not be putting 4 quarters together, but you're putting enough to be able to. I mean, what did you do to Ole Miss last week? Everybody thought Ole Miss was going to beat you. That's the game they should have beat you because you guys weren't as strong. But you're good. You're good, Fisher. You're good, bro. But like that's the game where Ole Miss should have beaten you, not because the way the game played out. I'm saying if Lane Kiffin was going to beat Bama, it should have been this past weekend. Because now, what are you doing? You gonna mess around and let Bama get a good quarterback? No, you're never going to beat him. You won't. Nick Saban will be calling plays from the grave, bro. That man will be in the ER and literally probably his voice will be gone, all of that. This man will be blinking his eyes in Morse code, calling plays, still beating Ole Miss. Not doing it. Not. Every quarterback at Bama should jump Buckner. Is Will Muschamp son the no bet, but it's close. It is very, very close. I can promise you. I've heard rumors, bro. He's close, bro. Yeah, Falcons fan fact. And this was my thing, bro. Look, this is I'll tell you this real quick. Jonathan says riding with Milrow to the wheels fall off, whether that be sooner or later. Fishing says Texas A&M's about to beat. And that's kind of what we were saying really earlier, like in the beginning of the show, Fishing. Texas A&M has the recipe to beat them just because of the matchups. It's just, can their offense put together a good game? Because this year Texas A&M's been either really good or really bad at offense. But Georgia looks really vulnerable against the run quarterbacks now. And to that, this is where I would not. I know that Stoops feels this is going to be his chance, just like Ole Miss's chance to beat Alabama. This is Kentucky's year. If they want to win the East, if they want to make something, this is the chance to beat Georgia if they're low, when they're vulnerable. But is Stoops going to ride out with his what he does, or do you think he's going to overthink it and look at what Auburn did and go, "Do you guys think we need to do read option?" That really destroyed Georgia. If we add that to our thing, maybe that will help us win the game. I would not be surprised if he overthought it and tried to add in a read option or tried to run more read option than they always do. I know fishing, but I can't be too confident because we have struggled on the line of scrimmage, bro. Literally. Kirby gonna start him in a decade. Oh, you talking about Jackson Muschamp? I'd say this game's very winnable for both teams. Yeah, this is wild, bro. It's wild to me. It honestly is. It's gonna be a wild year for everybody. That's what I mean. I was telling y'all, like, I'm loving this season, the feeling that I get. Like, I know Georgia right now is not ready to win a national championship. So if we don't, I'm not going to be like, "Oh no, I hate my team, my life's over, blah blah blah." No, I get it. But how does it just so happen? It just so happens to be when Georgia's vulnerable, there's not a top team in the nation that stands out from everybody. So I'm like, wait. So if there's not a team that distinguishes themselves as the number one, so you're saying there's a chance? Like, bro, wait, what? Like, it adds more excitement to it. That's what's awesome to me. Yeah. Fishing said, even when you're down, I don't believe it. I have to see it. I know, Fishing. I know. I agree. This is a random topic. You guys ever? I know we all live in different places. Do y'all ever have like the fair come to your town, where they have the rides that they pop up in, 48 hours, and the rides have over like thousands and thousands of people that ride on them in a few days, and then they press them up into a box and compress them, and they're literally in like a suitcase, and then you open it up and it's some half-acre long roller coaster. I don't know if you guys have that, but we have that here this week, and I'm not going to ride the rides, but I think I may go in and get me one of them roasted corns, maybe get me one of them foot-long hot dogs, pause, then maybe get me a foot-long corn dog, pause, and then maybe like a funnel cake, something like that. Feeling that Bama feeling for the past. Yeah, but the reason why I feel that's different, Jonathan, and you know what? No, actually, I take that back, Jonathan. I know different fans. There are different fans in every fan base. I have seen like smart Georgia fans, or how do I say it? Reasonable, logical Georgia fans. All right, facts, Fishing. But I have seen logical Georgia fans, Jonathan. I have seen ones that think this way, but then I have seen the ones that they're like, "Oh, man, fire Kirby. This is so stupid." And it's like, no. We've got problems, but we're also super inexperienced in places. All right, hold on. What do you mean a Yeti? You mean like the cooler, Jonathan? Because if you're talking about that, I got one like right here, a Yeti cooler. Ballard thinks Auburn is number one. Bro, stop it. Do that. Neo says he sure does. All we need is AJ McCarron on this team. 2 effing sacks in that missing game were zero fault of the O-lines. He has zero instinct or to run. Doesn't even matter if he runs a 4.39. Crimson, you know what's wild that you said that? I have said that to multiple Georgia and Alabama fans, that all you guys need is an average quarterback, because you have so much talent around him that if you had an AJ McCarron, y'all would win a national championship. If you had somebody that just made the right decisions, you have so much talent every single position except quarterback. But if your quarterback was average, y'all would be normal Alabama. Oh, you talking about a mic? I got you. A mic. Why you put the hold on, pause, bro? Why you put the eggplant by the mic? So yes, a turkey leg. Now, am I crazy? I don't like the turkey legs, guys. The reason why I don't is I feel like when I'm eating a turkey leg, there's a lot of tendon in the turkey leg. We can shoot for that fishing. I'm gonna be streaming. I don't have anything Saturday, like afternoon. I'm gonna be streaming some of the games. I'll have two TVs set up, and then I'm gonna stream the Georgia game that night. But I don't mind after that us doing something. I would like that. You don't remember from the loose? Yeah, okay, that's what you're talking about, Jonathan. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I wrote down the name of it. I sent just to keep it saved. I sent the name of it to my brother. My brother was like, "What is this?" Because it was like the Yeti 8X. Oh, you're talking about when we were talking about Big Tube, bro. Yeah, we talking about the Yeti that the Yeti you don't want your wife to see. Yeah, that's a long that's an inside joke. We'll keep that on the inside, bro. We'll keep that on the inside for sure. I wouldn't be against a Sunday morning one, bro. Nothing better than TV, fishing, Falcon, and Percy. Yeah, facts. I would like a Sunday. I wouldn't mind it Saturday night, but I also wouldn't be against a Sunday morning one. Yeah, Jonathan, that'll be a whole nother day. We'll have to explain all that, man. That's for sure. SO owes you money. What you mean? Well, I mean, to be honest though, Bet, I think Crimson Brave, he's actually becoming pretty realistic too. Not saying that Jonathan or other people, not saying you guys aren't. I'm just saying out of the people that I know, yeah, fishing. That's kind of where I am. I tried a turkey leg one time. It was a few years ago. It probably been like 5 or 6 years ago at the fair, and for some reason, I just felt like every bite I was getting, like I said, it's just like a tendon or something. It's not the same of a chicken leg where you can just, which it may not have been cooked right. I don't know. But if we're talking fair foods, I'm going to rate fair foods for you guys. One, oh, number one, fried Oreos. Fried Oreos at number one. I got two. Two, you guys can help me decide. It's either a tie between roasted corn or the corn dog. Yeah. No, Falcon fan. I've had frog legs too, bro. Especially when you have them at like a buffet. Fire, bro. Yeah, I know, Crimson. I know. You and Beck got more in common than you think, bro. The corn dogs are good, and it's not just because it's a corn dog. It's whatever meal that they use. It's that sweet bread, that that sweet, and then adding the ketchup too, bro. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up. Here we go. Let's pull up some. We'll pull up just a few games, and then we'll call it a night. But I do want us to talk some, and I want all your opinions, even if you don't think you know a lot about that team. I want you to tell me what you know about that. Okay. So look up college football games. That way, the most popular games pop up, and we'll just talk about a few of them bad boys. All right. Just waiting on it to pop up because the phone kind of slow. If you guys know of a game coming up besides Bama or Georgia, Florida man, who do y'all play? Fishing, who do you play, big dog? All right, here we go. Pulling it up now. Vandy. Vandy got a lot of momentum. I think y'all will beat Vandy, but just hearing Vandy fans, Vandy has a lot of momentum, bro. They feel like this is their best team they've had in 6 years. So since Vanderbilt beat Georgia, they feel like this is their best team since then. That is very true because they went on a very downhill. Then they ended up getting this coach last year and he won a few games. So said just or Bet said just cause. Okay, here we go. Let's see some of the best games coming up. Oh, Oklahoma versus Texas. Oh, you think they were better last year? Okay, I mean I believe that. Maryland versus Ohio State, an Ohio State team that does not average a lot of points. Okay, they may have a great defense, and that may help them destroy Maryland. Maryland is a team that puts up a lot of points because you guys know who Maryland quarterback is. Maryland's quarterback is Tua Gabalaba's brother, younger brother, and he's pretty good too. Like he ain't no chump. So that's gonna be a great game. For the play games, now they're way worse. Facts. Oklahoma versus Texas. Oklahoma number 12, Texas number 3. This is big. For me, Quinn Ewers, I will pick Texas all day because I've been a huge Quinn Ewers fan since he got to Texas, even before he got to Texas. Uh, Oklahoma, what do they have? Dylan Gabriel, I think that's their quarterback's name. He's not bad either. But I think that Texas has been more battle tested, for this game. But on the flip side, and this is where I'm arguing with myself, Oklahoma has Brent Venables at defense. Alabama may have good defensive players, but they do not have a Brent Venables as a D coordinator. They do not have that. And if Texas loses, it will be because of that. I do not think this will be a blowout, or I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game. It won't be a shootout. I think if Oklahoma wins this game, it is going to be because of Brent Venables and him only. That's it. I think Texas is too talented at every position. So, I'm guessing Texas beat. Yeah, facts. Tua putting the NFL on note, bro. Tua is destroying. That man put up 70 points the other day. That's wild. Mike Wright thought it was a good idea to be the backup behind Will Rogers. Still don't get. Yeah. Here we go. Syracuse versus North Carolina. I'm going to pick North Carolina. Their quarterback's not healthy. Syracuse played decent against Clemson. I'm still going to pick North Carolina to win that game. Virginia Tech, Florida State. Picking Florida State on that one. Notre Dame versus Louisville. Notre Dame, undefeated. Louisville, undefeated. This is going to be a great game. Notre Dame has struggled. I mean, not struggled. Notre Dame has played great, but we don't realize how good they are, okay? We thought Notre Dame was great because of how they played Ohio State. Then we see them play Duke. There's no way Duke's that great. I can't. I'm not doing that. So, can Louisville pull off the upset? Louisville is now ranked, guys. I think this is. You think Oklahoma's going to beat Texas? Wow. I'm not saying wow to you. I'm saying wow on this Louisville versus Notre Dame game. That is going to be a good game. Miami plays Georgia Tech. Good luck to Sea Dog. Just lost to Bowling Green, but how inconsistent they are, I would not be surprised if they gave Miami a game. And that's about it for big games, just from what I'm seeing. But that's going to be the biggest game to me. That Notre Dame versus Louisville game. That one and the Kentucky, Georgia, and Texas A&M versus Bama. That's wild. Guys, it's pretty cool though. Like I said, that's that whole deal of. Oh, I guess I could have been charging my phone this whole time. But that's that whole deal of just. I'm super excited with how college football is going right now. I'm sure we all are, but even Florida man, I know that part of you is excited, but I just every year, right? Best week of college football today. Every year, guys, at some point during the season, all of the teams, the college football as a whole, see you fishing. All of the teams, college football as a whole, seem to break away. There seems to be a gap that is created at a certain point during the season. Is it going to be this weekend? That's Alabama, Notre Dame, and Georgia. Those 3 teams have the chance, and Texas. Those 4 teams. They have the chance this weekend to be able to separate themselves from the rest of college football. If Notre Dame struggles, still pulls out a win, what are people going to say? You already know. Oh, well, they're decent. They're winning, but they're not as good as we thought they were. If Georgia loses to Kentucky or wins by 3 points on a last-second field goal, same thing. Oh, well, Georgia's number 1 because they won last year, but they're not as good as we think they were. We thought they were going to be. Alabama loses. Texas, same thing. If Texas loses to Oklahoma, this is going to be the week where either A, college football will not separate itself for the entire rest of the year, and we're just going to have a lot of exciting, adrenaline pumping, curiosity, weeks filled with college football, and that's fine. I would love that too. Also, wouldn't mind as a Georgia fan if we go into this game and win 24-10. A 24-10 game over Kentucky would mean the world to me. That would mean the world. A 24-10 win for Alabama over Texas A&M would mean the world to them. A 24-10 win from Texas over Oklahoma, that would mean the world to them. Notre Dame to Louisville. Like, it doesn't have to be 45-0. It doesn't. But just putting up enough points and then the defense being able to hold them, that would A, prove that my team is consistent on offense, and then B, that means that my team, their defense, stepped up and is not playing the way that they played last week. That would be great, bro. Esso says Notre Dame's going to drag Louisville. They need to. They need to. After struggling with Duke, when you struggled with Ohio State, what did we all do? We gave you the benefit of the doubt. Oh, bro, that's Ohio State. Wow, good job. You played great, man. That's awesome. Then you struggle with Duke, and everybody's like, wait, so is Ohio State good or they're not? Like, what, and I know people say, oh, yeah, but matchups are different. The transitive property. I get that. Duke and Ohio State play the same way. They have a lot of they are passing teams. Passing is a priority to those teams. So to see both of those teams give Notre Dame a game, that's, like I said, that's where I'm going with it. But that's about it. I just wanted to come on here and bark for a little bit. I thought it'd be a great idea to talk about some of these things. But a reminder, if Lou and Pete and them are streaming, I'm not gonna be mad if you guys aren't here. I'm gonna be streaming, probably have them on my phone. But I am going to try to stream Saturday afternoon and then stream the Georgia game. Like, I'm going to make it a point to put more time into streams. I'm making it a point to make more videos. I've already separated my gaming to a different gaming channel. I know some of you guys don't even watch that, and that's fine if you don't. But like, I've already separated that. It's literally just Tiger Baskins Gaming. That's it. So I'm trying to take it more serious in hopes that YouTube will see that I'm posting nothing but sports and start pushing my videos more. So we'll leave it at that. I am going to wrap up the show, though. So thank you guys for coming to hang out. Like, I know you guys don't or understand it fully, but I appreciate the crap of you guys that come and just chill. Even if you're just chilling, even if there's nothing on and you just got it pulled up, listening to it in the background, it helps way more than you know. And it's really cool to see stuff like that on YouTube. So I appreciate you guys, and we'll be back at it. I'll have another video coming out tomorrow, and we'll just kind of keep it going. So, good night. Love you guys, and see you very, very soon. We'll play it at that. Peace, people. See you, Neo.